fact, today in America, this is a false choice. What is Americanism? I mean, is it conservatism, American as apple pie? Is Americanism burgers and guns? You often see this as being associated with America. It's all gun, bacon and guns, right? This is America about kneeling? It wasn't too long ago, you might remember that the president actually said that people who kneel during the anthem shouldn't even be in this country. So is that what makes America great, if you will, kneeling? Is it saluting? Is that saluting still important if you're saluting dictatorships? Is it buy American and hire American? Or is it the supposed opposite, I am my brother's keeper, right? These are the two alternatives that were presented in America today. And once again, this is a false choice. So let's get to it. What is American? What is America's real foundational principle? The thing that you don't hear talked about anywhere in the political realm these days. It's individualism. That is America's secret sauce. If you had to say, what's the unique thing that makes America truly what it is, truly exceptional, it is individualism. Individual rights is the fundamental of what America is all about. America was created on that one idea that the individual has rights. Not God. It's not about God in America. It's not about the Queen. It's not about sacrifice to the tribe. It's not about majority rule in America. It's not about country first properly in America. It's about you. It's about the individual. The individual is the standard of value in America. That was a revolution. It still is a revolution. Now let's take a quick time out here, because rights is a term you hear a lot these days. I have a right to this. I have a right to that. Let's quickly define our terms. What rights are not? Housing is not a right. Healthcare is not a right. A right to education. None of these are rights as properly understood and as Ayn Rand talks about them. A right is a right to action. You have a right to act. It's not to get something for free. You have a right to a freebie from someone else. So, for example, and Jim touched about this on this a little bit. I know this is a hot topic in many circles these days. You have a right to free speech, but you don't have the promise that anyone is going to give you a platform. So on this, I thought I'd do a little editing. I know Twitter doesn't have an edit button yet, but I thought I'd edit the president's tweet quickly. I'm continuing to monitor the censorship of American citizens on social media platforms. Well, let's just change that. It's not censorship, it's freedom. I mean, that's what these are, private companies. It's the freedom on social media platforms. And, presidents really should be monitoring it. It should be more like celebrating it, right? Celebrating the freedom. And more than anything, not interfering in private voluntary affairs. You don't have a right to be on Facebook, to be on Twitter, to be anywhere else. So there. President Trump, I fixed it for you. I think that earns a retweet, doesn't it not? Same thing with healthcare, right? The right to purchase healthcare, but not the right to have anyone provide it for you. Certainly not to have others forced to pay for it. So there isn't a difference. We keep talking tonight about this false choice in America right now. Supposedly we have the right on the Republicans that are the capitalists, and the Democrats are the so-called socialists. There really ultimately isn't a difference between Trump vowing insurance for everyone and Bernie Sanders talking about Medicare for all. They've both given in to the same principle that you're a sacrifice for your neighbor, and that healthcare is a right to be provided by who? By someone else. It's that false choice once again. So, when we talk about a free society, what does that mean? Well, it means free from force. It means free from coercion. It means free from government. Not only government, but also means being free from others who would do harm for you. So it's the extraction of physical force from society, both the robber, right, that's pretty obvious, but even more importantly as well, it's government. It's the extraction of government force from society. This was and is a revolution not frequently practiced in America today, but should be. So very quickly, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It was actually used about a decade ago in a Cadillac ad campaign, you might remember that. And I remember shaking my hand and saying, like, that's not something, I mean, I'm as commercial as they get. I'm all about commercialism, but life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness means something. It means life. You have a right to your own life. Liberty. You have a right to your own liberty to think what you want, to act how you want. Property, to earn and keep your property, the effort of your labor. And of course, the pursuit of happiness, to choose what constitutes your happiness and then to go out and get it. And the thing about America that you never hear is that it's selfish. If you notice the cover of the book,